All right, our patron of the year is Painting with a Twist. Painting with a Twist began in 2007 after Hurricane Katrina, when two enterprising and philanthropic women, Kathy Dino and Renee Maloney, wanted to create an entertainment escape for people to come together and have a little artistic fun. By 2009, the concept had grown to 4 locations, and in 2014, the national franchise was founded. Today, Painting with a Twist has more than 270 franchise locations across the U.S., has served an estimated 5 million guests, and has created over 10 million paintings. Through its Painting with a Purpose program, the company hosts events once a month across the franchise system, donating 50% of the proceeds back to local nonprofits, raising more than $5 million for charity. Throughout the years, Dino and Maloney have continued to support the arts through their personal involvement and contribution to a wide variety of local community organizations. Here's their story.
Kathy, Dino, and I decided that what could we do after the storm? So we had both been affected by Hurricane Katrina like everybody else had, and she and I had done a lot of fundraising together before Katrina with our kids in school together and with Tammany Art Association and other art events. And we just looked at each other and said, well, then we need to figure out a way to make a difference, because that makes everybody feel better. If we're feeling bad, everyone's feeling bad. And what can we do together that could be a business, but also has that give back component? And we could help Miss Jones maybe get a roof and help Bobby get a refrigerator.
Some friends of ours, John Hodge and Francie Rich, they're local artists here. They called us one day and said, what about this idea? And we'd never heard of this idea before. But I love art. I've always been a patron of the arts. I'm not a very good artist. But I've always enjoyed art and supported art. I was on the president of the Art Association. I was on the board of the Art Association. So I thought, well, that sounds like fun. And Renee was kind of like, I don't know, who's going to come? You know, people are afraid of art. And so then I said, well, what if we try? And it is that. And so she said, oh, I'll do that.
And so we did a test class and invited our friends of every walk of life and age group. I mean, from a high school student to a retired attorney. And an artist walked us through painting, and everyone had a blast.
So we opened up a little 1,000 square feet on Girard Street in Old Mandeville. And it hit it right off the bat because of our connections with the PTAs and the schools and all it right off the bat. So we went to Metairie, and that's where we got a lot more exposure, and that's where two of our first 3 franchises came out of there. But that's where we realized we could franchise. They came to us. We had no idea.
Well, when we talk about the sip and paint industry, it really wasn't an industry. In fact, in franchising, it wasn't even a category. They didn't know where to put us. Do we put you in a restaurant? Well, no, I mean, because it's really just wine. And do we put you in entertainment? Well, we are entertainment, but there wasn't like an art entertainment section. So they started in a category now in franchising for the sip and paint industry.
Give back was always important to both of us. And when we started Painting with a Twist, we built into our classes. In the first 2 years, it was just Renee and I stores. And once a month, we would do a class for a nonprofit, a 501c3, and donate all of the money to that 501c3. So that started out from the very beginning. And then when we started franchising, we made it part of the program.
It's a fun night out, but it's also a company that really believes in giving back. So it expanded. So as our concept expanded across the United States, the fundraising expanded. And every studio would do at least one fundraising event a month, and at least 50% of the proceeds had to go to some type of a nonprofit.
To date, it's close to $5 million that we have given back throughout the system to the communities where our franchises are. And that's not home office, that's all of our franchises who have bought into that and bought into that part of our dream, which is very exciting. It's probably one of the most exciting things.
And Painting with a Twist is really born out of tragedy, born out of Katrina. transformed into something really magical that has touched so many people's lives. And the opportunity for us to be able to help our community, it's been such a blessing, and a blessing that came out of something tragic. And you just have to keep giving back, because that's how it all started.
So humbled to have this award, because we're not artists. We're in a room full of talent beyond anything I can imagine. I mean, our community is filled with talent, and you know, Kathy and I always said, we're not fine art, we're just kind of fun art. You know, it wasn't about the art. And I'm going to share just a quick story. Our first little store on Gerard Street, and it was filled with ladies, and of course, you guys know, we lose power sometimes in Mandeville, just sometimes. It was a rainy night, and we had probably 30 ladies in there. We were just having fun, painting and just forgetting what was happening in the trying times. And we lost power. And so we're like, just put your paintings aside. We'll give you your money back. It's not a big deal. We'll do this a whole nother night. And they said, no, we're not leaving. And so they took their cars and they pulled them up to the front of the building, and they shined their lights through the windows. And we painted by the lights of their cars that night. And it was hot, y'all. It was August. I mean, there was no music. It was hot. And at the end of the night, we said, I mean, why? Why did we stay? Why don't want to stay? And they said, you don't understand. We're not thinking about the kids. We're not thinking about the bills. We're not thinking about the flood. We're not thinking about FEMA. I mean, you know, we're just escaping for 2 hours. And so that's just kind of what Painting with a Twist was. It was just, it's the escape. It's just 2 hours to go somewhere else, get away from the trying times. And it kind of feels like 2020. Just get away from the trying times. We're not fine art. We're fun art. We're not artists like you guys. But it's important for us to be able to touch our community and give back to our community. And we really, really appreciate you guys recognizing us. We feel very blessed to be part of such a fabulous place, such a fabulous community. Thank you.